Hello, dear friends and fellow Africans. Greetings all. I hope you are doing well where you are. This is our motherland. This is how Africa is so beautiful. As you look around, you see very attractive place. This is the beautiful land of Africa. So let us look on why Africa we have so failed to achieve our plans. Today, Africa, we are talking about the continental free trade area, but we have forgotten our mission. Now we are talking about the issue of Russia and Ukraine. We are busy talking about other issues. Now the agenda is to provide more food. Now the agenda is to fight pandemic. So, but on the table we have the agenda of continental free trade area. So I don't think if Africa we are going to achieve this continental free trade area. Other issue, and let me give you some examples. Africa we have. It has started in 1963, where the African head of states come together to have one Africa. At that time, Africa we failed to come to have one country called Africa. We come up with OAU. Also, OAU failed, and we come up with AU. So we are talking about maybe some francophone country to have a single currency. Also, the mission failed. We are talking about to have equal. We remember that last year, almost 2018, the francophone countries wanted to cut the tie with Paris, where they come with the equal. But still we are seeing that there's a struggle. The same to East African community, want to have a single currency, but today as I'm talking to you, there's no good relationship between Rwanda and Congo. So I don't think if this continental free trade area, that is our mission, is going to succeed. Let us look on the silence of the gun. We remember Africa told, and they have a plan that to the year 2020 we must silence the gun. But still today, Africa, we have failed to silence the gun. As I speak to you now, the gun is crying in northern Mozambique. There is no peace in Congo. The gun is just crying. We are talking about in the northern Nigeria, Boko Haram there, in Sahel region, in Mali, in Burkina Faso. Every now and then we have seen some jihadists, how they attack the people. So why Africa we fail our plans? Today Africa we have been called everywhere to talk about the peace. Look what's happening in Libya, the same issue. So I think Africa we need to come together to have a single agenda and to work for the single agenda. We have entered in the agenda of others, and that's why we lose the elections. So this continent needs us to have a single agenda that will be everyone working for that agenda. Where, you know, Africa, sometimes I wonder, today as I speak to you now, this year, as speaking to you now, there is Francophone assembly conducted in Rwanda. So we have so divided. Some of Africans have been participating in Francophone parliamentary assembly, and last week we have seen there's Commonwealth. So we are continue to be divided. So I think the time has come for we as Africans to come together. What happens if we cut the tie with Francophone, what we cut the tie with Commonwealth, and say we have our mission. Our mission is to make sure that we silence the gun in the continent of Africa. We must produce enough food for the continent. Let us take one agenda. So myself, I'm just wondering why Africa, our plan is always failing. And this is what we call continental free trade area, my dear friends, also is going to fail, I'm sure, because now we are talking about the issue of Ukraine. We are not creating good environment for the people. When we are talking about the good environment for the people, it means we need to build good infrastructure. We need to have a peace in our countries, in our communities. We need to have a reliable power supply. As I speak to now, the Asian, the European countries now have agenda to return to use coal after the conflict with Russia, but they are talking about Africa to stop using coal. I remember there's an agenda of saying that the coal is polluting much the environment. So let us shift to use another energy, maybe gas. So when the Russia cut down the gas in Europe, we have seen some countries like Germany resume using coal. And the other countries in Europe are resuming their energy, but they are telling Africa, let us use this kind of energy, let us stop using coal. But Africa, we have a lot of coal, so what are you expecting? The Europeans and the developed country are already using their coal, but when it comes for Africa, they say, no, that is the time for using maybe gas. But we are not prepared to use the gas. When we use firewood and charcoal, they say, no, you are just cutting down the tree, you are just polluting the environment, you are distracting the environment. Look on how the Europeans are just polluting or producing enough pollution of the environment and also on the air. But when it comes to Africa, it is very, very, very difficult because we have taken the agenda of others. So for me, I think the time has come for Africa to have a single agenda. If we plan, maybe let us use this time to come together. The only option that we need as Africans, first of all, is to come together. When we come together, we can decide together. If we have a decision as a continent, maybe today we are talking about hunger, we are talking about conflict. If we come together, we can have one army that can go and make sure that there's stability in some places. That's why I say the only solution for Africa is to come together. So my opinion, for me, I think the time for Africa to come together is now. We have prolonged many things. We are talking about silence the gun to the year 2030. We are talking about maybe having single currency to the year 2023. Maybe it don't come to a lifetime, but always we plan, but for us, because when we plan, and the arena always also plan how we can make Africa fail. So we need to take the action on how we can move together as Africans and build the Africa we want. That's all my opinion. So what I want to share to you is that, and just enjoy the good environment. As you look around, it is very beautiful. No one is leaving this place, but all in all, this is Africa that we are talking about. Thank you.